Keenan texted and she's like, hey, I'm going to go to class tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go at 5:30 or I'm going to go in the evening because I'm about to be in Fort Worth at 3:30 anyway. So I'm going to go in the evening. And I was like, I got to go to dinner tonight.
Oh my gosh. And it was so cold in here in the morning. I got up here. I told you the other day I got up at 3 in the morning and came in here. It was like.
Well, and that's what I told him. That's what I told him. I'm not doing that. I said, if I don't have to go in the morning.
Yeah, if you can go in the evening, yeah, I wouldn't get up, especially in the cold. It's so hard to get out in the cold. It really, really is. And I hate the cold.
I know.
Oh, that dog drives me insane.
I know. I miss you. Practice a little bit. And afterwards, he decided he would be.
Oh, I gotta hear this. Be gentle. Okay, what? Well, I gotta hear this, Copper. What? A hippie? I am like the furthest thing from a hippie. As I wear this bandana on my head. Peace, y'all. No, I'm kidding.
Kind of like, all the stuff you're reading goes, what else she say? She says, slowly start twiddling your fingers and toes. Like, saying like, come back to your body. Namaste.
He's like, pulling up all this Hindu, yeah. No, as soon as like, we actually do listen to you. Like, that's so funny. grab your hippie blanket. Now, have you seen that one on my Facebook? And it's he's like, grab your $27 yoga mat and your strawberry infused water and join me on my join me on my mat or whatever. And he's like, grow an extra long beard if you haven't already. And then it's so funny. You have to watch it. It's on my Facebook.
About the preacher going to yoga.
I've had people tell me that they looked up yoga and they are Christians, so they can't come to yoga. And I'm like, wow, okay. No, I'm not. I mean, I don't do anything spiritual in my classes. Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like First Assembly of God or something like that church. It's some mega church. And like he told his congregation that yoga was satanic.
For the devil.
That it's the same as worshiping the devil. I was like, what?
It's like the same as mourning people. No, I'm kidding. They're for the devil. No, I'm kidding. I named the class this morning Evil Mourning People for 6:30 a.m. No. I've gotten up 4 times when you guys said that you guys were going to be here.
I said I was okay. I said not.
All right. So this week is equanimity. I have a little bit of struggle with that word, but equanimity, it's a hippie word. Look it up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm gonna give him so much crap now. No. He's like, oh, I hate your mom. Copper. And so it's kind of about, so last week we were just really kind of, the classes were a little bit harder. It's kind of stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit more. And then this week is just kind of balancing it out. I'm about to like strangle him. So anyway, so this practice is actually going to be not my normal torture, but it's just going to be a different kind of torture. So namaste. No, I'm kidding. Oh, can I swear in front of him? Okay. So do you know what namaste means? Most Indians tell you it means hi, but it actually means like they think the light in me recognizes and honors the sees the light more.
No. Hi, hello.
No, not like. No. What are you teaching your kid? No, I'm kidding. He's like hi, and I'm like, no. That means we're all high. Happy hallelujah. That's why all yogis are happy. We're high. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, it means the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. And so, so that way at the end of class, we'll do it the right way. No, I'm kidding. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Oh, all right. So start to take your belly out. Sink up, vertebrae, taking your head back just a little bit. Inhale deeply through your belly. And then exhale, closing your V and sinking down. And then inhale, belly comes back out. And exhale, 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 exhale. Good, the force is with y'all. Exhale, 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 exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 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 exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 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 exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Take your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. Go sit down. Yeah. Hopefully you guys did your homework last week. You tried to take care of 2 things that were nagging at you. There's something that you wanted to do that you just keep saying, "Oh, tomorrow I'll do it. Next year I'll do it. I'll be ready once I get old and decrepit and die. That's when I'll be ready to do it." So we tried to do those things this last week. Little changes every day. If we do the things that are hard now, our life will be easy later. If we do the things that are easy now, our life will be hard later. So take care of your stuff now. Because our kids ain't going to take care of it for us. No, I'm kidding, sorry. He's like, "Oh, I hate you, Mom." May this yoga practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. Open your eyes and come to your child's pose. So taking your toes together, take your knees out really wide and kind of rock forward so your hips open up a little bit. And then press your butt back into your heels and make it an active child's pose. So we're pressing our hands back towards our butt and then still trying to lengthen in our spine. So really start your Ujjayi breath here, your oceanic breath. Trying to make your exhalations longer than your inhalations. Keep pressing your sits bones back towards your heels. And then walking both hands over to the right. Press in your right hand and then pull back in your left hand. Really getting the side body stretch through all your ribs. Breathe. Imagining your side just opening up, and each inhale is going through each rib cage. Coming over to your left side, press back in your left hand and then pull backwards in your right. Again, Ujjayi breathing. And coming back to center, take your elbows up, hands behind your head, and press into your elbows. And then come up to all fours. You're going to be scrubbing your hands back towards your knees. So inhale, look up, arch up. And then exhale, tuck your toes and press your hands away, tucking your chin, pulling in your pelvis. Really pushing your hands away from your knees. And then inhale, tuck your feet, pulling back up, shoulder blades back. Inhale. And exhale, tuck your toes, chin to chest. One more time. Inhale deeply, real arch back. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, reach. Coming back to neutral, right hand comes up, left heel kicks back, reaching in opposite directions, splitting your body in half. Breathe. Finding equal balance in our body. Taking your right hand over to the right and left leg over to the left. Hold. Just take yourself somewhere else. Returning back, reach back, grabbing the top of your foot, and then kick into your foot. And then pull back in your right hand as you keep kicking. So it's constant push and pull. Breathe. And then switching hands, taking your left hand up, right heel kicks back, lift up high. Make sure you're pressing in that heel with a flexed foot. Reaching forward. And then taking your arms over to the side, leg to the side, breathe. Focus on your mat, focus on your breath. Reaching back forward, reaching back, grab the top of your foot and kick. Just keep kicking and pulling. So I'm pulling and then kicking. Finding balance and release. Walking your hands forward. Try to take your chin on the mat. Try to touch your chest on the mat. And tucking your toes, come to your downward facing dog. Gripping on your mat, pressing down in your heels, trying to reach my head towards my fingertips, and then my sits bone is sinking back behind me, trying to take my spine in 2 different directions. Breathe. Then reach your right hand through, grabbing the outside of your left ankle and twist. Breathe. Finding equal balance in our body. Right hand comes back, reaching, twist. Keep pulling on the outside of that leg to twist more. And release, coming to your dolphin. So forearms, then pressing back. Keep pressing downward so our shoulder blades are working out and down towards our mat instead of down our back. And then come forward into your half push-up. Back to dolphin. Back to half push-up. Back to dolphin. One more time, half push-up. Back to dolphin. And then start to walk your hands up. So come back into your down dog, walking your feet between your hands. And just forward fold, grabbing opposite elbows. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Palms are pressed together, reaching in opposite directions. Reach over to the right, pressing over into the left side. Keep reaching. Your arms should be next to your ears. Try not to have bent arms. Try to really reach with straight arms. Lifting over. And then back to center, coming over to your left, pressing in the right hip. Again, reaching up. And then inhale back to center, exhale forward fold. Inhale flat back, pull back in your shoulder blades. And exhale, go down to your half push-up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. take your right foot up behind you and then walk your hands back. Keep lifting in that leg. And then bend your knee and stack your hips looking under your right armpit. Keep reaching back. And then bend both knees, step knees behind. Knees are going to be bent, reaching up and over. Keep pressing up towards your pelvis and breathe. And then coming back over, come onto your left side for left side plank. Try to stack your feet on top of each other. Breathe. Lift up, making sure you're not leaning down. We're lifted. Take your top leg up and step it in front of you, pressing up into that hip. Breathe. Looking up at your left hand. Keep pressing in that right, the left heel and your right side of the outside of your foot. Breathe. Take that leg back behind you now, leaving your right foot straight. Reach up and over for Wild Thing. And then coming back to your downward facing dog. Lifting your left leg up, start walking back towards your right foot. Try to grab your ankle and pull your head down, but keep lifting that left leg up. And so right here, your body wants to kind of freak out. So this is when we get into our nervous system, so start to calm down. Go back to your breath and pull your head down more. Lift that leg up higher. Calm down your breathing. Breathe. One more time. Pull forward and lift. And then slowly start to walk forward back into your downward facing dog. Take your left leg up behind you and walk your hands back, trying to get your heel to come onto the floor, onto the mat, your right heel. Keep lifting that leg up higher, trying to keep both legs straight. And then bend your knee and stack your hips looking under your armpit. Breathe. And then bend your knee and come up and over if it's there for you today. Flipping your dog, reach up and over, breathe. Keep pressing up in the pelvis, glutes, stretching our quads. And then coming back around onto your left side for left side plank. Stacking your feet.
Right side.
Huh? No,
Your
left.
right side.
Left side. It should be left side. We did right side last time.
No. It went the other way.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, it should have been flipped, so whatever side you didn't do. And then lift up on your right foot, or whatever side you guys are on, and then step in front of you, and then press up into your hips and press back. Breathe.
Pressing your left heel.
And then coming back up, taking that foot back up, step it behind you, leaving that leg straight. Reach up for Wild Thing. Get free in your body. Make space for new changes. And then coming back over, start to walk your hands back towards your left leg. Pulling your head down, lifting your right leg up higher. Try to grab your ankle with one of your hands. Use the other hand for a kickstand. Kick and lift higher. Allow your nervous system to come back to relax. Lengthen your breath. Pull one more time. Pull down and kick higher. Start to walk your hands forward. Back to your downward facing dog. Copper. Take your heels together, look between your hands, step or jump. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms pressed together. Take a little back bend here. Find space, bend more. One more time, more. Come up to standing, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, pull back in your shoulder blades, and exhale, go down to your half push-up. Inhale, upward facing. Come on, stop your feet. Top of your feet. That's hippie term for top of your feet. No, I'm kidding. Pull your chest through your arms, like this. Yes. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, keeping that back heel popped up high. Come up, twist to your right. Each inhale, exhale, twist more. Exhale, twist. Circle your hands down. Take your left hand on the inside of your foot, trying to keep that back leg popped up, or you can let it down. And then twist, looking up at your right hand. Keep scrubbing that hand away from your foot. Twist. Take a half bind here if you can. Woo! My bind went way too far behind. Take a half bind behind your body and keep twisting your chest up to the ceiling. We're trying to get our heart open to the ceiling. Breathe. And then right hand comes on the inside of your right foot. Twist up. Now I'm pressing my arm into my knee into my arm. Take a half bind here as well. Twist your chest up to the ceiling. Come back up into your crescent lunge. Hover your foot. Extend. Hover. Extend. Hover. Jump up into your warrior three. Lifting that back leg up, pressing into your heel. Right hand comes down, stacking your hips, lifting up, taking your gaze up towards your left hand. Keep pressing in that back heel. Find some space and some length. Then very careful, take your left hand down to the mat and start to twist, looking up at your right hand. Woohoo! It's that gaze change thing that gets me every time. Keep pressing in your flying leg. Breathe. Step back to your crescent lunge. Woo! And take your hands down to the mat. Foot comes down. Turn your toes out and come onto the side. Come down. Your blaster pose. You just find your happy place. Try not to tense up in this pose. Let it do its work. I know it's hard. I know it hurts. Just try to breathe through it. Tricking our nervous system. Little tricky tricksters. And then slowly coming back up, take your elbow behind your leg, your shoulder behind your leg, and just press forward. Just start to keep pressing forward. You should feel this opening up in the hips pretty profusely. So breathe. Maybe you take one hand onto your ankle or both. At least I let y'all have your knee down. I didn't let the morning class have their knee down. Keep pressing forward. And then coming up, walk your hands down your back, reach up and over, pressing forward in your pelvis. So trying to keep your hips over your knees. Keep pressing forward. And then slowly, slowly, slowly coming up. And twitch. What was that? That was not a switch. And switch. And switch. Come on, switch it out. Switch. Switch. Come on, I need y'all to wake up on me. Come up into your crescent lunge and twist to your left. Again, find space and breathe and twist. Come back up into your crescent lunge and hover, straighten, and hover, straighten, hover, jumping up into your warrior 3, kicking up in the back heel, keep reaching, trying to keep your hips squared to the mat. Take your left hand down to the mat and stack your hips. So now our hips were down and now we're trying to stack them on top. Lifting that right leg up. Keep looking up at your left hand and get the feeling that somebody's lifting you up with your right hand. Keep pressing in that flexed foot. Actually makes you lighter and more balanced. Yoga is a push-pull, so that balance depends everything on it. Taking your right hand down, switching your hips, twisting and looking up at your left hand. Woo-hoo-hoo! I feel like I'm in a spaceship right now. It's a hippie ship. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally messing with you. And then step back to your crescent lunge. Taking both hands down, take your right hand on the inside and twist. And take that half bind behind your back and twisting more into your chest. Opening up, pulling your shoulder blade back. And taking the left hand on the inside of your left foot, twist. Again, keep pressing in that heel. And taking that half bind if you can, twisting, chest up to the ceiling. Coming back down, taking your shoulder behind your knee and press forward. So you can take a knee or you can keep it straight, but press forward. Keep pressing forward. Maybe take a hand on your ankle, or maybe 2. Hold. Take your hands back down, turning your toes out, coming onto the side of your foot. Knee comes down. Come down to your forearms if you can. If it's too much, you want to feel this out here, not in your shoulders. So if you need a block or something, let me know if it's too far down. Yeah. Okay, so come back up. Take this foot up here way more. Yeah. There. Now turn it out this way. So turn your toes this way, and then come on, yep. Take this leg back. Keep walking it back a little further. Then come to the side and then walk your elbows down. Yeah. Just try to find your happy place. This is a really, really good releasing pose. The muscle that attaches to our lower back all the way to our femur gets so bound up and makes shoulder pain, hip pain, knee pain. It's connected to the hip bone in the nose. Sorry. Gotta lighten up the mood a little bit in here, okay? I know this hurts. Just stick with it. Oh no. This one we're actually supposed to do in gravity yoga for 3 to 5 minute minimum on each side. So yeah, so just wait till gravity class week comes. And then taking your left leg back, come back to your downward facing dog. But can you feel the difference in each side? Like even just when you switch the side, how much open one side is than the other now? But now you've done both, but so breathe, keep pressing back. Your body needs this. We've got to take care of our body. It's not just all about muscles and this and that, blah, blah, blah. We got to open things so we can allow new things to come in. Taking your heels together, knees out wide, step or jump. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply, touch the floor, reach up. And again here, so don't let your low back take the brunt of this, because this is what I see a lot. And so you want to kind of do a tuck, but you don't want this. So you just want to where your lower back is like where it hurts should be in your legs and in your glutes. So keep sinking back. Take your hands behind you. Try to squeeze your pinkies together. Lengthen in the spine. Sink lower. Keep squeezing. Sink lower. Taking your hands behind you. Interlace them. Pull back. Sink lower. And forward fold. Keeping your elbows, hands up. Breathe. Allowing your hands to just completely keep relaxing behind your body. Can I come up? And then inhale all the way up to standing. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance today. Yeah, about as wide as your mat. Peace fingers, take your chest onto your legs. So take your chest onto your legs. And grabbing your big toes with your peace fingers, like the hippies do. Peace. I'm totally kissing. And then inhale, pull up, look up. And then exhale, start to pull your head down, but keeping your core engaged, so you're pulling your chest towards your legs as you start to straighten out your legs. Maybe leaning a little forward, turning your head yes and no. Engage your core one more time. Pull your chest down. Sorry, my hands are freezing. And then inhale, bend your knees deeply and take your hands and take them all the way underneath. So take your stance, yeah, just a little bit, yeah. And then take your hands all the way underneath, trying to step as far on your wrists as you can. So if you can get your toes up on your wrist, that's awesome. Our hands never get that counter pose. So inhale, look up, pull up. And then again, exhale, trying to pull your head through your legs, leaning your weight onto the front ball mounds of your feet. Maybe your heels come up a little bit. But then also learning that push-pull that we have in life so very often. We have to push one way and pull another. Or if we let something go in one area, another area fails. So same thing, different. Same but different, yeah? So keep pulling your hands up and then sinking your body back like you're trying to pull your body in two different directions. Does anybody have a question on that one? You guys know what I mean? Am I clear as mud? Okay. And then taking your hands to your waist and then just slowly, slowly, slowly coming up. Good, good. Circling your hands back down to your downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, anchoring your back foot 45. Pressing into your back heel. Yes. Yes, look at you. Much better, much better. So pressing in that back heel and then pressing so much your hips come forward. Yes, good job. Keep pressing in that back heel. And then exhale, come to your warrior two. So now my foot is parallel with the mat, and I'm pressing in the outside of my foot, and then sink down, but then pull your hips forward because we're trying to open up in our hips. So sink down, and then reach forward and reverse your warrior, maybe taking a half bind behind your back, but keeping that bend in the front knee. Yes. And then straighten out that front leg while you're still reaching back and get that breath. So just give it a second to get that stretch and breathe. Keep reaching back with that straight leg. And then coming forward into your triangle, squeezing your legs together. Take your hand onto your shin and then get the feeling that somebody's lifting up in your left hand. Yes. And you're squeezing your legs together. Yes, so I have your, yeah. And maybe take your bottom arm towards me. Just for a second, get that feeling in your core and in your legs. Reach your arm up and forward. Yes. Hold and breathe. You guys have this. Just hold for a little bit longer. Come back to your warrior two. Good job. I know that one sucks. I do. Taking your elbow on the inside of your knee, reaching up and over. Again, we're trying to twist our chest up to the ceiling. Open up our heart to receive all the amazing things that are coming our way. And taking a half bind with your left hand behind your back, or maybe taking a full bind and reaching underneath your leg. And then if you have your bind, try to get your hands on the outside of your right cheek, so that way you're not giving yourself a wedgie. So like, yeah, so that, perfect. Now take your hand over this way, and then try to twist your chest up. Yes, very good. Keep pressing into that knee. Maybe you can step your back leg up to meet your front leg. Yes, keeping that bind, twist in your chest, putting all your power on your standing leg. Start to lift your bound leg up. Focus and lift. Down. That's pretty damn badass because you're not even using the right leg. I can't believe you did that. That's pretty good. You go, mama. So you're here and then you're reaching up and over. That's why I was saying, because a lot of people when they bind, they get it right here, and then you were trying to pick up this leg. So you want to bind it down this way where your knee is bent. Yes, perfect. And then pushing back with that shoulder, pushing that knee out. Pushing this knee out. And then step to the top of your mat. Yes. And then you want to, and then you're going to lift this leg up, and you're going to press all your weight into that foot. Focus, and keep using that shoulder to press that hip back and open. Look at my girls. Just keep focusing. Good job. Good job. So if you're here, you press the knee out, you reach underneath here, and then grab that hand. Yes. Now look at my chest. So twist your chest and press into that knee. So get that twist and that press, because that's what you're going to need when you stand up. So twist and press. And then step that foot up to the top of your mat. Put all your power in your standing leg. And then start to lift. Yeah, there you go. And then pressing back. Start to stand up. And then straighten. Yes. And so everything's a push-pull. So when you start feeling like you're going to go one direction, that's when you pull back that way. Or when you're starting to go backwards, then you pull forward. So you kick into everything. So good way to explain it. So grab your big toe and hold it out like this. And then I want to kick this way. And then if I feel like I'm going to get unstable, then I'll press and pull back that way. And then I'm kicking away and I'm pulling this way. So that keeps me more balanced. Yeah. You're doing pretty good, huh? And then circle your hands back down to your half push-up. Inhale, upward facing, pull your chest through, so give yourself a second. Keep breathing. Keep pulling that chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. So step your left foot between your hands. And then your back foot is anchored at a 45, heel is down, yes. And come up into your warrior one. Take your foot forward this way. Yes. So first we go forward with the warrior one, and yes. Then twist, and then really press. And then so take your hands up this way. And then twist. Yes. So keep pressing in that back heel, and then coming forward, yes. Breathe. And then exhale, come to your warrior two. Back foot is parallel with your mat. And then taking your toes and turning them out just a little bit, yes, to open up more in the hip, come forward into your knee. Don't let it go past your ankle. Press in the outside here. And then lift up and sink down. Kept leaving your legs, yeah, forward arms. My hands are so cold. You and your mama both got the same tight hips, my goodness. And then reach forward and reverse your warrior. Yes, coming into your knee. You're night and day difference though. I think I have the video when you first came here. I can't wait to show you. So reaching back. And then straighten up that front leg, still keeping your bend. Really get that side body stretch. So reach backwards. And then come forward, squeezing your legs together, taking your hand onto your shin. So keeping your stance, and then squeeze your legs together because your legs are holding your body up. Yeah, toes forward. Keep trying to twist. Sorry, I know my hands are cold. And then take your bottom hand up and reach it towards me just for a second. Get the feeling, reach. Keep leaning forward. And then come back to your warrior two. Good job. Taking your elbow on the inside of your knee. So I'm pressing my knee open. And then when I reach my hand underneath, my other hand comes out. And then I want to twist my chest and press into my knee at the same time. So press into your left elbow. So left elbow presses that left knee open. And then pull your right shoulder back. And then with power, step that right foot up and find your balance before you try to go anywhere. So get your stability, make sure you have a good bind, and then start to stand up. Focus, pulling back in the shoulder again, pulling both shoulders back, opening up in the hip, and then you'll straighten that leg.
I can't get the straight leg.
You got to get the shoulder pulled back thing. So that's where, yes. You're going to practice this, aren't you? Yeah. Hey, excuse me. So really pull those shoulders back when you stand. So that's the most important part. Pulling those shoulder blades back, yeah. Because see the hip difference and then the shoulder? Yes. Yes. So press into that shoulder, into the knee. This one, press this to open this, and then twist this. Get that twist first. And then stand up. I know, it's like, oh, I think we're making her more nervous than helping her. She's like, get away from me! That's the best part, is falling. All right, so exhale all the way down to your downward facing dog. Come forward into your plank and really pull your hands back, barely on your tiptoes in the front. Making sure your body's not leaning forward or arching up. We're extending our body one solid line. Hold. If you're dumping, try to really press back in those heels, engage your quads, and then pull your hands back towards your feet. Breathe. Slowly, slowly start to exhale down to your half push-up. Come back up into plank. Slowly exhale to your half push-up. Plank. Slowly exit for 3, 2, 1, all the way down to your mat. Reach your arms forward. Right arm's gonna come up, left leg. And then I'm pressing into these hand and leg, trying to balance out my body. So keep lifting. So keep one hand, yeah. So opposite, this hand presses, that hand presses, lift. Breathe, lift. Keep pressing, lift. I know it's not easy, but it's worth it. Lift. And then switch, taking your other hand down. Lift. Flexed. Almost everything you're going to be flexed in. So keep lifting, pressing that hand down, trying to keep your body straight if you can. So we're trying to work on our balance and so breathe. And then release, taking your hands, interlace them behind you. Come up, lotus. Keep reaching those hands back. Heels come up, just look your gaze right in front of you. And then inhale, exhale, lift. And then release. Reach back, grab your ankles. Flexing your feet. Kick up. Maybe massaging your intestines, your digestive system. Keep kicking those heels up as you're pulling forward. So I'm kicking and pulling forward. Push, pull. And the best way to balance. And release. Taking your heels, windshield wipering your heels. And then coming up onto your knees. Hands go on your low back. And your hips are going to be directly over your knees. Pressing forward. Just start to lean back. But make sure your hips stay over your knees. And press forward as you lean back. Trying to keep your breath. Lengthen it out. Breathe. And then very slowly, slowly, slowly tuck your toes and sit on your heels. Just relax for a second. Can get you really nauseated. It's a reverse seating though, so it really helps with all the problems we've been doing from sitting. Now I can't sit. It hurts so bad to sit. And then coming back up, you can either leave your toes tucked and press forward and reach back and grab your heels. But if you grab your heels, then you need to pull forward again. Or you can just come into cactus arms. So yogi's choice. If you're coming into cactus arm, keeping those hips over, keep reaching back. Breathe. And then again, slowly, 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 sitting down onto your heels. Bringing your breath back to neutral. And then reach back and grab your heels and try to take your forehead onto your knees. But if you can't, just get as close as you can. And then just straighten out your legs to where your head, the top of your head comes to the mat. And just keep pulling. So grab your heels and straighten your legs. Just keep reaching and kicking. Stretching the back of our body. And slowly release. Interlacing your hands in front of you. Taking the crown of your head right in front of your hands, squeezing your head so my head is barely on the mat. Not that way. That's good though. We did really good in that pose. So now interlace your hands in front of you. And then take the crown of your hairline just right in front of your fingers, but start to put your head on the floor. So your head's on the floor in front of your fingers, but just right on the crown, yeah. And then squeeze your hands together, squeeze your hands into your head, like you're holding your head up, but your head's touching the mat. And then pressing into your elbows, start to get up into your downward facing dog legs. And so trying not to kick, so keep walking your legs forward, keep walking them forward, keep walking them forward, keep walking them forward. Yes, now, there you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So don't try to go too fast. So interlacing your hands, and then take your head down to the mat. Yes. Make sure your head's touching the mat. And you're just squeezing your head. No, this part of your head. Yeah. And then start to walk your legs up. Okay, make sure they get them all the way over. Keep walking them up, keep walking them up. And then pull one knee in. There you go. So no kicking. Find stability first. Engage your core. Yes. So you want to keep working on that right there and get the core part. And then once you go up, it's the easiest pose in the world. So try it one more time because you're right there. All right, come on, girl. You got this. I'm not doing this until you get up there. Elbows in, yeah. Squeeze the head. Good. Now pull one knee in. Engage your core. Pull in with the core. Yes. Find stability first.
I'm not letting myself go far enough forward again. I felt it.
Far enough back?
Yeah,
this
like
way?
That way. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? I didn't have
You're straight up and down to me, but it's because a lot of times, like, somebody had to tell me I was like leaning too far one way or the other. So keep squeezing in your head. Yes, good job. You've got that. Don't let your head freak you out when you come up though. You did good. Okay, so walk a little bit further first. Walk a little bit further, a little bit further. Now take a knee up and get that stability. Yes, because this is the hard part right here, staying there. Now take your legs up. Good job, good job, good job. Keep pressing in those elbows. It's a lot of core, I know. Good job. Took me forever to get into headstand. Forever. Like 8 years forever. Because there was nobody who was teaching it correctly. And everybody was kicking up into it, so I could never get it. Oh, see, that's a great way to get your head and your neck injured. That's one thing I'm like, yeah, and and then your neck will hurt and you never want to do it again. Yeah. Anybody else want to try one more time? We good? So just the biggest thing is knowing you want your crown of your head just right in front of your pinky. So I'm like this on my mat. And then I'm squeezing my head and then my elbows are pressing down. And then when I squeeze and come up, I'm kind of pulling my head up off the mat a little bit, but my head is not resting in my hands at all. I'm squeezing my head with my hands. And then you'll walk up, getting those hips directly up over, then you'll take one knee and the other. And this is the part you need to find the stability in. That's what never mind. And then you'll take it up. And there's Bridget. Oh, you're going to always hear all that stuff. But the hardest part is just getting everything tucked in and holding that and then taking the legs up because that's all core. All core. And once your legs are up, it's like you can just sit up there forever. It's so easy once your legs are up. But the hardest part is getting that core enough engaged to take your entire body up. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and then once you finally get your legs up, then your head wants to kick in and go, no, we're not supposed to be doing this. That's when most people fall immediately when they get their hands up. So come onto your back. And just take like 3 little rock and rolls. And then taking your hands underneath, coming up into shoulder stand. Keep walking your hands under your back. Make sure you keep looking up at your toes. You don't turn your head one way or the other. So keep walking your hands down your back. You're trying to get your hips over your shoulders again here. So pulling your hips forward. Pelvic thrust. Breathe. And then taking your legs down behind you, trying to touch them on the top of the floor. So keep leaning them down. Yes. Good breathing, because your nervous system all just let go on all you guys like immediately. It was like punk. So try to keep your legs straight with your toes on the top. Yeah, just like that. Just like this. Oh, this. Yeah. Just breathe for a second here. And then take your knees to your ears for ear pressure pose. And then slowly, 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 vertebrae by vertebrae, lower down. Yes. Our spinal column, when it gets all blocked up, it can't talk to our brain like we need it to. It can't talk to our stomach like we need it to. So we need it to be open channels. So coming forward, and then just take a sloppy fold. And boat. So they're like, I hate her. And then slowly lowering down for 3, 2, and 1. Take your feet up. She's already boating. She's already on the river. So pressing into your heels. You can take your hands down by your side or under your butt. Under your butt is going to be easier, so I prefer your hands by your side. And then slowly lowering your legs down for 30 degrees. And then lowering 30 more. And then hover them over the mat. Look at your toes. Get your shoulder blades off the mat. And take them back up. Lower down for 30. Lower down for 30 more. Hover 2 inches off the mat. Look at your toes. Take your shoulder blades off the mat. And come back up. Lower them down for 30. Lower them down for 30 more. Hover over the mat. Look at your toes. And both. Grab the back of your knees and kind of pull back in your shoulder blades. So get your boat sunk before you sink it, and then start to lift and straighten. Breathe. Hold. Hold. Slowly lower down for 3, 2, and 1. Coming up into your frog. So frog is going to, yes, love y'all. And so if this hurts the inside of your knees, you can take your mat and do that. I don't advise it, but it's your knee. It's your knee. I like to do it on the concrete because then my legs can slide as my nervous system relaxes. But whatever is easy for you, most people can't do it on the concrete. And so taking your hips out wide, your feet are going to be flexed, and then you're going to start to walk your body down. And I'll come and adjust you accordingly. Don't you worry about thing there. So taking your leg out here. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because that concrete's going to, until you learn how to, the mat's probably going to be really hard for you. And then flex your feet. Perfect. Can you take your hips out a little wider? Okay. And then, sorry, my hands. So try to lower down as much as you can. Pull you back. There you go. Start to breathe. Just keep relaxing. And then when your body starts to open up, just try not to resist it, okay? I can feel you tensing up, so try to relax in it, and then your body, see how it's opening now? And then you have to almost stop it, but then try not to resist it when it starts to go. I'm already pushing back. Super tight. Just try to relax. When you're clenching up, you're just making it worse. Relax. Yeah. Much better. Just breathe. So frog is one of those poses that it's never fun, but if you allow your body to relax in it, it's going to help with a lot of your other poses. It's going to help with your posture. It's going to help with your back pain, your knee pain. One of those awful, horrible, amazing poses. Yeah. Well, and because with frog, it's like when it's the most pain and you feel like you need to come out of it, that's when frog actually starts. So, but we won't do that today. So go ahead and slowly come out of your frog. And you can either take legs up the wall, so either sitting on a block, legs up the wall, or your butt. Yeah, it's not a very adorable way to come out of frog either. So you can take legs up the wall. I love having the little block just right here on my low back and just allowing my legs to float. And there's no effort. So that if you're having to hold your legs up, you need to kind of adjust your block. I like to have it kind of on the corner and just let it balance on the corner, and then it just allows my legs to kind of sink up. Or you can take your butt all the way to the wall and then just take your legs up the wall. And see how I kind of have it on the corner of it? I have it. Yeah, it's like right where your L5 and your S1. Y'all know anatomy, right? Well, no, because if you have the block, you don't need the wall. No. So this is legs up the wall with the block, and then legs up the wall would just be your butt on the wall and then your legs up the wall. I prefer this one, but it just depends. It's gonna be it varies on person. But I like this because your feet are kind of floating and it kind of separates your low back a little bit and just kind of cover. Yeah, and just you want it where it's like effortless to hold your legs up. I mean, it just feels like I know there's like a sweet spot you have to kind of find. Just start to sink back. See, I'm being less evil this week because I was really evil last week. Now we're about balancing our body. Sinking back, trying to empty your mind, empty your thoughts. Your to-do list is never going to go away, so you don't worry about it right now. Give your brain this time to empty. and the slight shock of cold actually creates good vagal tone. So I'm here for you guys. The freezing cold room with a freezing cold towel. There was ice on it this morning. Pam got the ice towel. Doing much better. You didn't try to hit me this time. Okay, so let's see. Up a little bit further. There, about right. There, now take your leg. Take your legs up higher than the face. Or my hands are so find that spot, but then you want your legs straight up and down. Because when they're leaning forward, it's just going to keep coming forward. Yeah, and then legs up, yeah. Is that better? Let's see if you can let go of the block. Is it okay if you let go of it? No, it won't. Okay. So many of us lack commitment because we want to stay open to alternatives, to better sights than we see, better sounds than we hear, a better relationship than we are in. Our practice, we learn even if every inch of our being wants to run in the opposite direction, we stay. The practices at their core are the art of the staying. When we practice yoga and meditation, when we practice staying clear and concise around food, or when we stay concise of our reaction, in all of our relationships, we are strengthening our ability to be steadfast with ourselves. We are in a discipleship. The word disciple comes from the same root as discipline. To be a disciple of your revolution means to be committed fully to doing the right thing, learning the lessons, and being open to the whole range of experiences that arise along the path. No matter what comes up, bone-aching emptiness, anger, or the craziest thoughts and emotions, we learn to stay right where we are. One aspect of commitment is staying in our body. Although many yoga practitioners are tempted, we don't run out the room during our practice if it gets challenging. We acknowledge the impulse to run as just another thought and let it go. Without judgment, it or getting swept into the story of it. This is no small task. We have been thoroughly conditioned to bolt when we are uncomfortable, but we stay anyway, because this is how we awaken the sacred within us. And so this week is 15 minutes of meditation. So if you have time to stay for 15 minutes of meditation, you can change your position. You can do a restorative bridge where you have the block kind of more on your low back and then take your feet down to the ground, or you can take your legs down and just lay in Shavasana, or you can come up and take your back to the wall and sit comfortably. But just find a spot that you are not going to try to fidget in. Yeah, I was going to say. That's why I was like, Yeah, so find a position that you're not going to keep wanting to adjust, because you want to notice what comes up in your body, and when we get uncomfortable, we're the first person to jolt and go the other way. So trying to find a really relaxing. Yeah, I would say either legs straight out, yeah, and with your back against the wall. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh yeah, we're meditating for 15 minutes. He's like, dude, what happened to Woody? So I would either sit legs up the wall or sit like they are with their back up the wall and legs straight, and just have your spine pressed all the way against the wall with your butt against the wall. So make sure your butt's completely against the wall. Yeah, then it might be difficult for you to sit there that long like that.
Well, no, it's okay. I myself, because one elbow touches the ground.
All right, and slowly start to deepen your breath here. So we're going to do a little bit of focused meditation today. So trying to focus on 8 breaths in, holding for 16, and then 8 breaths out. Trying to keep the focus on your breath at first, and I'll tell you when to change it around. Be careful. He's like sitting right under the heater. This is such a relax. You guys are making my environment hostile. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So starting to focus on your breath. So breathing in through the nose for 8, and then breathing and holding for 16, and then breathe out through the nose for 8. And just continue to do that at the beginning, and we'll change it around. But we're trying to focus on our breath to control our monkey mind. Meditation is a powerful tool for noticing and letting go of our habitual responses in our daily lives. The greatest challenge to our equanimity is our reactivity, the automatic response of resistance and resentment we have when we are encountered anything that is uncomfortable. A calm, equanimous mind does not react to circumstances or sensations around it, and can turn the poison of distraction and aversion into a nectar of growth. Set your intention to sit with strong determination. Resolve not to quit before the 15 minutes are up. Simply and gently notice your reluctance to meditate, your desire to stop or get up and walk out of the room. Notice the urge to fidget, to move your posture, to scratch and itch. Resolve not to give in to these feelings. When these relentless behaviors arise, rather than just acting on them and your need to escape, see if you can just notice their pull on you, stay present, stay concise, and most of all, just stay. This is the practice of developing equanimity. These last couple of minutes, just kind of notice where your mind has wandered, where you went back to your monkey mind. Try to notice the things that come up. So meditation is not about completely emptying your mind, because that's impossible. It's about noticing what arises and labeling it and moving it aside. I try to fill up my important or my non-important bucket, and I just acknowledge it and swipe it away. Just try to acknowledge what patterns keep coming up for you, what stories you keep telling yourself, and start to notice when your mind allows yourself to relax. Noticing how uncomfortable or comfortable you are being still and quiet. No judgment. Just teaching your brain you're not going to give in to each impulse, each story. And it eventually equals out, giving you better, less chaotic stories. And slowly come onto your right side in a pose of gratitude. In your fetal position. Be thankful for your body. Thankful for your mind. Thankful for you taking this time for you. Realizing that stress is the #1 cause in the US. So you taking this time for you, lengthening your breath, lengthening your life. Making little changes every day. Instead of always saying, someday I'll do this, someday I'll do that. That day may never come. So make your someday now. Be healthy now. Do hard things now so you can have an easier life later. And slowly come up to a seated position with your eyes closed and your towel on your back of your neck. Taking your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. Connecting energies. You know, our brain and heart puts off more electricity than like 12 TV. I don't know, it's like crazy. And it's like so many feet around us at all times. So put off good energy. Don't give anybody the creepies. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. May this yoga practice change and strengthen your body in your mind. Thumb knuckles to forehead. The fucked up in me recognizes and honors the fucked up in you. Namaste. That's why I asked at the beginning. He's like, oh, right then. Give you a little shock factor over there. Bet you weren't expecting that one, were you? Good job. Your hips are so much more open. Your spine is straightening. When your first day, and I'm gonna look back at the videos, your spine was almost like completely like this, and so your spine has still got the curve in it, but I mean, and your hips are just way more open. I mean, it's just. I remember his first Warrior 2 was kind of, I mean, and it was like I was trying to, you know, and he was doing it right. It was just his body was keeping him from just really reaching that knee out. So good job. Yeah. Imagine if you came all the time.